Hi, everyone. Welcome to the AAA Travel Marketplace. My name is Michela Malazzi. I am the host and executive producer of the Emmy Award-winning travel series on PBS called Bare Feet with me, Michela Malazzi, where in every destination, I get to learn the dance and music from every place I go. It is so much fun. I like to say I make new friends by dancing with strangers. For those of you joining me, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to be sharing today a little bit of how I connect with locals, how I travel, and hopefully inspire you to travel with me in 2021 and in 2022. I don't know about you, but I really miss travel. And I'm sure you do too, since you're here at the AAA Travel Marketplace. Tell us where you're coming from. Let us know what you're most excited about for future travels. And hopefully today I'll inspire you, like I said, to travel a little differently through the lens of dance and music, but also with me. We have a few trips coming up where you will get to travel with me through dance and music. So as we get started, I just want to give you a little taste. If you don't know who I am and haven't seen my show before, we are on PBS and we are on Amazon Prime Video, so you can watch all 3 seasons of our series. But I've been traveling through the lens of dance and music for over 10 years professionally. And before that, I was a professional dancer and musician. And I found when I was traveling and couldn't speak the local language, I would use the universal language of dance and music to connect with people. And I wasn't becoming a professional tango dancer or a professional K-pop star. It was about making those connections with locals and then all of these other doors opening up. So I saw that the power of connection through dance and music was so powerful that the rest of my trip and the rest of my travels were life-changing because of that spark from that first connection through dance. So I'm just going to play a quick little video just to give you an idea of what I do, if you're not familiar with my work, but also an idea of how powerful dance really is. It is joyous. It is, like I said, I make new friends by dancing with strangers, and that's exactly what I do. I really connect with people immediately through the language of dance and music. So here is a little recap of 10 years of Bare Feet, of what I've been doing for the past 10 years. Thanks.
Specializzato ma non c'è fatia, te resta solo la, te resta solo, te resta solo la tua fantasia, tua fantasia, tua fantasia, te resta solo la tua fantasia. Ci vuoi cattivi a casa una follia, ci vuoi farci famiglia una follia, ci deve fermi, ma ci deve fermi, ci deve fermi una malinconia, 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 ma ci deve fermi una malinconia.
Alzate, muovite, tira cattina, non te fermare, muovite, minate, la voce forte, falla sentire.
Every time I watch that video, it just gets me so excited about travel. It gets me excited about the world, connecting with the world again. I'm Michela Malazzi. I'm host and executive producer of the Emmy Award-winning travel series on PBS and Amazon Prime called Bare Feet with me, Michela Malazzi. Please remember, if you're joining us today, I am available in the chat for any questions that you have throughout this presentation. Also, if you recognize some of those destinations in that 2.5-minute video, I learn over 55 dances in over 30 countries around the world. So it's sort of this recap of a whirlwind of dancing from around the world. And why I'm talking today is because that's my way of connecting with people. That's my way of, especially when I can't speak the local language, I'm able to jump into a culture and really dive deeply into their culture through the lens of dance and music. What I want to talk about today are a few things. First is that power of connection through dance and music, and inspire you to maybe think a little bit about how can you incorporate, whether that's dance or something that you're very passionate about, in your upcoming travels when you're starting to plan. This is why we're here. This is why we're at the AAA Travel Marketplace. We are excited to travel again. We know we will be traveling again soon. And to get some wonderful ideas of how we can make those travel experiences even deeper and more meaningful than just getting on a tour bus and going. We really want to connect with that local culture. So a few of the stories and a few of the things I want to share with, our first season, you've seen some of the clips, like I'm dancing tango in Buenos Aires on the main stages, but I was inspired by my own heritage. My family, I come from a family of immigrants. Both my parents come from a very small town in southern Italy called Minturno. And if you ever watch our first episode, you meet my grandmother, Nonna Pina. She's wonderful. And I'm dancing with the folklore group in southern Italy. And then the rest of that season, we go to 12 other destinations, 2 domestic. I dance with the Lumbee tribe in North Carolina. We do some buck dancing. You saw me buck dancing with Thomas Maupin in outside of Nashville, Tennessee. But we do 11 other international destinations, including becoming a K-pop star for a day, celebrating Hogmanay in Scotland, dancing the Linjo in Dubrovnik, Croatia. If you've ever been to any of those destinations, let us know. If you want to go back to those destinations, let us know. If you recognize any of those destinations, let us know. If you want to go to any of those destinations, write it in the comments. We want to see what you're interested in seeing, where you want to go, and where these trips you want them to take you to later in 2021 and in the future in 2022. Again, if you have any questions about any of the places I've been to or any of the dances, please write them below and we'll answer them live. So season 2, what's happening, especially during the pandemic, we all miss travel, but local travel has become such a huge part of our a lingo now, right? It's why not rediscover what's the closest thing to you right next door. Maybe it's beautiful landscapes, some hiking, some camping, or even just your local businesses. So in our season 2 of Bare Feet, we actually featured the entire New York City. The premise was traveling the world within the 5 boroughs of New York City. So you didn't need a passport, you just needed a Metro card to get around. And so we went from Little Haiti out in Flatbush, Brooklyn, to Little Ukraine in the East Village, dancing on Broadway. I hope you watched that episode. We all miss all of the arts and programming that was happening on Broadway. Obviously, that's all on hold. They will come back, but we do give you a glimpse into life on Broadway and in New York City, which will come back. We do believe that. But I hope it inspires you to think about doing some day trips locally in your own areas to discover things that you may have overlooked because you're thinking, I have to fly to the other side of the world to have a travel transformational experience. But you can do that locally as well. Now, season 3, I am super excited. This was what had launched in the past year. It's currently still airing on your PBS stations. I decided to get my DNA tested because I only knew I was Italian. And back in 2019, the beginning of 2019, DNA travel became a hot topic. And I know it's coming back again once travel picks up. Using your DNA map as a guide to places you may want to go to. And that's what I did. I got my DNA tested. And for our season 3, all 12 episodes are based on my DNA map. Now, some destinations have a little more percentage of DNA than others, but what was wonderful is I wasn't looking for living relatives, and you can do that on a DNA travel experience. But What I wanted to do was feel the rhythms and dances of places that had some sort of connection to me. And it was quite powerful. Even though I wasn't looking for living relatives, I found people who looked like me, who looked like my father's side of the family in Morocco and North Africa, and my mother's side of the family in Uzbekistan, and everything in between. I'm very much a Mediterranean swath. So I had Italy, Cyprus, Morocco, Republic of Georgia, the incredible wine country in Georgia. I danced flamenco in Seville, Spain. All of these destinations, I was able to dive deeper using the lens of dance and music. So I'm going to play you a quick little promo from that season as well, just to give you inspiration, not just for your DNA, but also for these destinations. These are incredible destinations that, of course, when travel does open up, I really hope you consider going to these destinations as well. They're gorgeous.
I'm Michela Malazzi, host of the Emmy Award-winning travel series Bare Feet. Join me for this new season as I discover my DNA connections with the world, exploring my heritage through dance, music, and even with some people who may share the same DNA as me.
Hey! And I'll see you on my next Bare Feet adventure. Wherever it may take me.
We celebrated the Cataclysmos Festival in Cyprus. Cyprus is a gorgeous island that I think a lot of people don't even consider, but it is fascinating, incredible history, Greek history, along with Cypriot history, but also beautiful beaches, incredible artwork. One of my favorite places that we went to was Romania. Bucharest, the city of Bucharest, is known as the Paris of the East. It's a little more affordable than the rest of Europe, but just as stunning. And a majority of the people that live there speak English. So as an American, it's a wonderfully welcoming place. And again, a little more affordable than the rest of Europe, and sort of this hidden gem of this like Eastern European pocket. Bucharest is a beautiful city. It feels very much like a mini Paris. But then when you go outside into the countryside, you feel like you're in Switzerland. It's this beautiful green, gorgeous hills. You're in the mountains of Transylvania, all of these beautiful monasteries. It's gorgeous. So Republic of Georgia, if you love wine, obviously dancing and singing. In all these places I learned the dance and music, but Republic of Georgia is known for its polyphonic singing, this gorgeous tradition of singing, and it all revolves around the table and food and the drinking of wine, because wine is an 800-year-old tradition in the Republic of Georgia. It is an incredible, incredible tradition, gorgeous natural wines, naturally filtrated wine. If you're a wine connoisseur or wine lover, please consider going to the Republic of Georgia. Again, so many people speak English there. There's such this resurgence of young people who are entrepreneurs. There's a lot of buzz and life in Tbilisi, the main capital city, but also out in the mountain ranges and in the countryside. It's gorgeous. So many other destinations to talk about, but what I love again is this connection through dance and music that I'm able to bring. Now, as travel begins to open up, people, what we're talking about is the Caribbean. The Caribbean is probably going to be the first international sort of exotic area that's going to open up because of the warm climate. Socially distancing is much easier, and outdoor eating, outdoor dining, outdoor socializing, and there's shorter flights to get to in the Caribbean. And what I'm super excited and why I bring that up is because our latest 2-part special, which is coming out now, as you're watching this, they're coming to your local PBS stations right now. I was able and honored to be able to film Carnival in the Guadeloupe Islands pre-COVID. It's an incredible celebration. Unfortunately, this year, Carnival was canceled, obviously due to COVID. But you can live through it vicariously through these episodes, but also be inspired of things that you may want to do in the Caribbean, especially the French Caribbean. Guadeloupe Islands is a unique destination. It's technically a region of France. So you are entering the EU when you enter onto the islands of the Guadeloupe Islands. Also, Martinique is part of the French Caribbean as well. They speak French mainly. They use the currency of euros. But the people are so warm and welcome. The beaches are incredible. They have a natural reserve on the islands. It is stunning, but the music and culture is so powerful. They have UNESCO's has listed as an intangible heritage their dance form called guoka, which is this African inspired style of drumming where each rhythm represents a different emotion. And there is music wherever you go on the island, in the streets, in dance studios, on the beach, everywhere you go, you are going to hear these rhythms. So just take a look at what's coming to your local PBS station, and something to consider when you go to the Caribbean, not just to stay on a resort, but to explore a little bit of the local culture through the arts, through dance music, through food, and through the local lens.
Welcome to the Guadeloupe Islands. I'm Michaela Malazzi, and I'm back with a two-part special of Bare Feet celebrating Carnival in the French Caribbean. Join me as I feel the rhythms, dress in costume, eat the food, and learn the beautiful Guadeloupean culture of this magical place. This two-part special celebrates the history and legacy of the island's ancestors while letting me in on the joy of the people who carry on these traditions. Bon fêtes, everyone!
I love watching that promo because just that music already gets me moving. It's such a beautiful island, beautiful place. Now, why we're here also is there's an opportunity to travel with me through the lens of dance and music. One of my favorite places in the world, is Ireland. I visit Ireland so often. That was the last trip I was able to take pre-COVID, pre-lockdown. It was about 2 weeks before the lockdown. I was there, came back, and then everything shut down. But what I'm super excited is we have partnered with AAA to create our Bare Feet tours. Bare Feet tours are based on through the lens of, exploring the local destination through the lens of dance and music, but also inspired by some of our episodes. So in my DNA season, it turns out I do have a little bit of Irish in me, thank goodness, because it was one of my favorite places on earth before we did the episodes. And I thought, if we can just incorporate Ireland. And then it came up on my DNA map, so I felt super lucky. But we have this extensive 9-day tour. It's beautiful. We start in Dublin and we make our way through County Clare, which is the birthplace of Irish trad music, and down into County Kerry, into the Dingle Peninsula, into Killarney, where you get to meet all of these wonderful people who you see in my episode. They are genuinely my friends. I've built friendships over the years of going back to Ireland, dancing with people, eating with people. Ireland is probably one of the most welcoming places I've ever visited in all of my travels. It is just part of the culture to welcome in guests, welcome in strangers, and it is just gorgeous, lush landscapes. The food is incredible. What is amazing is people rarely talk about the food from Ireland, but there is this budding food scene of local, always organic, always local, and it's wonderful. So what I love about this, especially, we start in Dublin. And I have it right here because I'm drinking, every day I drink my tea. I was able to see the 25th anniversary of Riverdance. We get to take a private Irish step dance lesson with a former Riverdance principal dancer. We, in Dublin, we're doing a literary pub crawl. Ireland is the focal point for so many incredible writers in history. We then head to County Clare. Like I said, it's the birthplace of traditional Irish music. And we go to one of the world's most famous pubs, Gus O'Connor's, for trad sessions. We visit the Cliffs of Moher, which is right around the corner from that lovely pub, but we're also taking a penny whistle lesson. There's room for time to breathe in this beautiful landscape. But what I want you to consider is, when I talk to people, they're like, Michaela, I'm not a dancer. I have 2 left feet. I'm not a dancer. I have 2 left feet. I don't buy it. I don't buy it because as long as you can move some part of your body, you can be a dancer. If you love to get up at a wedding and dance on the dance floor, you may not be the first person on the dance floor, but once everyone's up and moving, you love dancing. This is for you. This is not for a professional dancer. These trips and any way of connecting with dance are for people who just want to get up, open your heart to a new culture, and let your body move and feel the rhythms and feel the dances. So what I want to show you is a little promo of the first half of our trip, because again, these episodes, these Bare Feet tours are based on episodes where you're going to get to meet some of the people that you see in these episodes. So this is the first half of our trip where we start in Dublin and head over to County Clare.
Welcome to Ireland. I'm so excited to dig deeper into my own Celtic roots right here in the Emerald Isle.
I think it's nearly every Irish dancer's dream to be in Riverdance.
Dancers of all ages come in from all over Ireland. It's become their life as opposed to just a hobby.
It all started here in O'Connor's pub. That was the life and soul of the people. The most famous pub in the world for Irish music.
Everybody finds love in this environment.
Oh, that's great.
So many matches are made by fellas just walking up to girls and say, will you marry me?
I get my first taste of the beautiful and friendly Irish culture. I can't wait for you to join me on our next adventure from the breathtaking Emerald Isle.
Now, part of that episode, I got to go to the matchmaking festival in Lisdoonvarna. That's not going to be part of the trip. We are not trying to find love for you. You may find love on this trip. However, we do set dancing in Kilfenora, which is all in County Clare. It's a beautiful, beautiful part of the country. The second half of this trip, this Bare Feet tour, is down to County Kerry and the Dingle Peninsula. Now, Dingle, the town of Dingle, is my favorite place. And I'm not just saying this. This is why I created the tour with AAA, because it was one of my favorite places in the world. There was so much dance and music. And I thought this is such a wonderful stepping stone into our first Bare Feet tour, because in Ireland, they speak English, but it's also this extraordinary way of seeing a place that most people have a misconception of Ireland. And here we're showing this vibrant, beautiful, energetic, young, effervescent place. So in our second half of the tour, we head to the Dingle Peninsula. We do a walking tour with Chef Beelan. He is an award-winning chef, all local food. It's this beautiful bay, amazing fish in the area. We also meet with Super Kaylee, some musicians that you see at the Dingle Music Shop in Dingle. It's this beautiful little town, walking town. You can go on hikes. We then head to Killarney to meet with my dear friend Anne-Marie Nelligan, who teaches us Shanos dance. It's the old style of dance, but we also go on a bike riding tour throughout Killarney National Park. It's stunning. So we have a little bit of everything for everyone. And again, you don't have to be a professional dancer to be on these tours. It's really about getting a taste of the traditions of music and dance in these destinations, because they're open to everybody. So take a look at what the second half of this tour brings.
Fáilte, Ireland. As I continue to dig deeper into my Celtic roots, I head to the rugged and beautiful Wild Atlantic Way.
Shanos, it's what our grandmothers and grandfathers did. Very, very free. You don't need a partner. It's all about beats and rhythms.
Everything's local.
It's Irish food.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Yes. Holy cow.
We really enjoy it because what we're doing mostly is playing lively dance music.
This is your life. This is incredible.
Yeah, I love it. I wouldn't think of doing anything else.
Knowing that some of my own DNA comes from Ireland makes me feel even more connected to this beautiful and welcoming place. And thank you to the incredible people of County Kerry and its Wild Atlantic Way.
Now you know why I've fallen in love with Dingle. I am obsessed with that place. I'm obsessed with County Kerry. If you are interested in joining us, please go to travelbarefeet.com to learn more. Go to travelbarefeet.com to find out when all of our episodes are airing on your local PBS station, and to find us on Amazon Prime Video. But if you want to join us on this wonderful Bare Feet tour to Ireland, I'll be there. I'll be dancing with you. You're going to meet all of these wonderful people that you saw in the videos. Anne-Marie Nelligan, Super Kaylee, the lovely couple that makes that raucous music, raucous music that was in Dingle. All of them will be there. We're going to be taking a food tour with Chef Beelan. It's just wonderful. So please call Jennifer McPherson. She is your AAA travel exclusive vacation specialist. She can help book. If you have any questions, again, please go to travelbarefeet.com. We have the itinerary up there with pricing and information. And join me anytime. Go to travelbarefeet.com. Follow us on all social media. Every week we bring you on different travel adventures through dance and music. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of the AAA Travel Marketplace. And I know we will be traveling together soon. and be safe, be well. And I look forward to traveling with you all. Thanks again.